Well, it's been a busy day. I had a show this morning from a guy out east, on the East Coast, and now I go to the West Coast, and I got to take my kids to meet the Stanley Cup along with Seth Jarvis of the Carolina Hurricanes today, and waited 2.5 hours, and it wasn't terribly hot, but so it's been a busy day. But that's what holidays are for, so it's good. But today I am joined by beat writer for the LA Rams, Deb Whitcas. And so yes, thanks so much for coming on. I mean, shoot,
Sure.
you've sure done a lot. I was kind of doing a bit of research there, and Emmy Award winner and
Yes.
a
We have
hardcore
fun.
Eagles fan. So I love
Yeah.
how those kind of interconnect. Maybe we can talk about the Week 17 game when Carson Wentz injured himself.
Oh, yeah, I was there.
You were there, okay? So we could talk about that. The
Yep,
elephant in the room with Aaron Donald, maybe possibly coming back.
absolutely.
And so, yeah, we can get into all of that. But I always like to start out with how'd you kind of get your love for sports, and where did that journey kind of take you and everything else? And we're similar in age. People can look up your age on Facebook.
I know it's right there. I hate that it's right there, but it is. There's
So I
nothing
always thought that was
about
kind
it.
of the rule. You're never supposed to ask a woman their age, but
You're not.
it's so there's a 3 year gap.
There
So
you
I'll let
go.
people figure that out.
All
Uh,
right.
so again, how did you get your love for sports? And let's see where it takes us.
Sure. So I have always been a huge sports fan. My father played for the Miners for the Phillies.
Mhm.
So I grew up with, in a stadium. My dad, I think, wanted a boy. He got a girl who loves sports. So just as good. Yeah, no, my dad was my main influence, to be honest. And I played softball growing up. I was really good. Got my nickname. My family calls me Diamond because I used to be a home run hitter and always loved the baseball diamond. And yeah, we, grew up watching the Phillies. They're 3 rows from home plate. I used to flirt with the bat boy. And I didn't know that that wasn't normal. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest, I would go to all the games and be right there, and the Phillies' wives sat behind us, and
Right.
yeah, and then in junior high, some I started to go to games with my friends, and we'd sit up in the nosebleeds, and I'm like, what is this? Like, so I was a little spoiled, and I think that's just what kind of started it off. MLB my first love, but I'm definitely a football girl now.
Mhm.
And have always been an Eagles fan through and through. I bleed green. And yeah, but then started kind of branching out in the last 6 years. I pivoted from a television producer career. Originally was did unscripted, and then just kind of got, I don't want to say bored of it because I still do it, but there was a situation where I was working on 3 different TV shows at the same time, and all 3 of them got canceled at the same time. And I was like, I kind of saw the writing on the wall, and I was like, oh my God, like, what else can I do? Right? Like,
Right.
what else do I love? And that answer was sports. And, there were times where I'd be at work and I'd be supposed to be working, and I was looking up who was playing in the preseason games and like what, who was beating who in the quarterback race. And I was like, you know what? Like, why am I not a sports reporter? I know the X's and O's. I can do this, right? And I didn't think it was going to be that hard to pivot from unscripted television, unscripted media. It's all unscripted. It's media to sports media, right?
Right.
It's been a little harder than I thought it was going to be. I'm going to be completely honest.
For sure.
But yeah, it's been fantastic. It's been great. I've gotten to interview so many amazing people, and I just love a good story, right? And sports is just the best reality show out there. I mean, every second counts, every play counts. A game can change in seconds, right?
Right.
Somebody can get injured, which obviously we hate to see, or a ball's intercepted and changes the entire dynamic of a game. And I love that spontaneity, and I love that passion, and I love interviewing athletes because they are so passionate and they've worked so many years to get to where they are, and I love that, and it shows. Um, And also I like talking to them about like their what they do off the field as well. Like they're still human beings and I love that aspect of it as well. So yeah, there's a lot there. There's a lot of stories to tell.
Most definitely, right? And with the Rams going from St. Louis back to LA and all of that narrative that has taken place, and then you got Stafford there who came over from Detroit to make that trade from golf because he couldn't get it done versus Green Bay, and how McVay is kind of this mastermind. You look at his coaching tree, and it's pretty wild.
And he's honestly my favorite coach in the NFL, hands down. And he's just a really good person too. And he just has such a passion for football. Obviously, he comes from football, um, but he's great and he cares so much about his players. It's great to see he knows his X's and O's. He can run that team and he's just a pleasure to be around, as much as I'm able to be around, that in the facility.
So being a writer for the LA Rams, what does a normal day kind of look like?
I mean, so unfortunately I'm not there a ton because I do other work. Like I'm there once or twice a week. Very blessed to be there whenever I'm available to be there. And I cover the practices. So, show up like tomorrow for person. There's a joint practice with Dallas tomorrow.
Oh
It's
yeah.
at the Woodland Hills facility. They did it last year. They did it last year actually at Oxnard. So all of us had to drive up there. So that was a huge thing because training camp for Dallas is in Oxnard, still is this year. But this year the team is traveling down to the Woodland Hills facility. The Rams, built this amazing facility in Woodland Hills, and they're going to expand on it in the years to come. It's amazing. And yeah, so practice is going to be held there, and I believe it begins at 10 a.m. So actually tonight when I get off of this call with you, I'm gonna eat dinner first and then do some research as far as like what's the latest, what's going on, kind of read up on everything, get my questions in order. Definitely McVay is speaking tomorrow, so I want to get some questions for him, kind of get my angle for tomorrow. Yeah, and then just some general questions I'll think, and obviously more come to you as, whichever player is speaking. Yeah, and then show up around 10-ish. It's gonna be a practice. We're able to shoot some B-roll. Some things we're not able to shoot, and they will tell us when we're not able to have a camera. Because obviously we don't want any plays getting out there. We don't want the playbook getting out there to other teams. And yeah, I'm hoping to get me to talk to hopefully some Dallas players, maybe one or two, and then obviously the Rams players. So yeah, I'll be there for probably 3, 4 hours, 2, 3, 4 hours, and
Mhm.
then go back home. And uh, some of the beat reporters write their articles there. Some leave. You know what I mean? I live really far from the facility, so I tend to like to beat traffic. So I tend to get on the road as much as I can, and I'll do a stand up as well, and just do that for social media. Kind of explaining what happened that day and kind of give the inside scoop of what's going on. So yeah, and then I come home and I usually write. Once I get home, I usually write an article. So.
Right. Okay, and that's just for their site, or is that for, I know you do some work with Sports Illustrated as well.
So yeah, so I cover the Rams for New Stitch Media. It's a digital sports website, and also with Sports Illustrated, I do a high school on SI. So anytime the Rams have a high school story, I will cover it for Sports Illustrated. I also do a lot of girls flag football for SI and for high school and SI and boys high school tackle. I just also started with the all U.S. Army All-American game.
Mhm.
So I worked do a lot with them. I just wrote an article for SI. They had a National Summer Showcase. So I was down in West Virginia. I'm sorry, I was down in Williamsburg, Virginia, working with them for like the camp was 6 days. I was there for three of them and got to talk, got to interview all of the players. I think I interviewed about 400 players between the boys and the girls, but it was a blast. It was great to see, the best of the best were there, and these guys can ball. Guys and girls
Awesome.
can ball.
it's amazing to see all these kind of different aspects that you're involved in. It must be, no day is ever the same. I hate routines, so this must be awesome for you to say, hey, in the morning I'm going here, I'm going to do this, I'm going to interview Sean McVay and whoever else and Miles Garrett.
Yes.
That
It was
sort
good
of
to see it was good to see Miles out there. Devontae Adams was back the last day of training camp. And yeah, the Rams look good. I mean, it's unbelievable.
so with the Rams, I mean, I go back to that 2-point conversion on the Thursday night in Seattle.
Yes.
Right, like I
That
don't, as you can tell, I have no
I
dog
see
in
you.
the race. Yes,
I
we're
talk about that darn 2-point conversion every single time. I'm
right,
so
and
mad.
again, not that, but it's not like they didn't have their opportunities in the NFC Championship game. It was there, and the Seattle player took that terrible penalty, and it was
Yeah,
like, okay, like it's here. What's kind of going on? And now the Rams are hosting the Super Bowl this year. Boy,
right. Yep.
this sounds familiar,
Yes.
right?
Right.
So, Super Bowl 56.
Yep.
So
The one thing, the,
and
I was
not
gonna
to
say,
rabbit trail too much, but what do you kind of think of this year, and maybe we can go back to the future.
well, let me go back to that 2-point conversion because I love talking about this.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, no, I mean, it was like Charbonnet just like picked up the ball. The whistle had already blown. I don't think it was a backward pass. Like it just, everyone says whatever, it happened, it happened. But it changed the momentum of this season. Like the Rams were the first seed at that point, and it
Yeah,
dropped them down. That game dropped them down to like sixth.
yeah,
So I feel like the Seahawks, if that particular play would not have happened, and then Terrence Ferguson also had a touchdown that they called back that I still same game that I still think was a touchdown. So I think between those two plays, it completely changed the entire Rams season at that point. So I think if those two plays would not have happened, I really do think that the Rams would have been in the Super Bowl, and I think they would have won it. Now moving forward, I don't know who's going to beat this roster.
hmm,
I mean, you've got Matthew Stafford. As long as everyone stays healthy,
right.
that's my main concern, right? I mean, look at Stafford last year. He had problems in training camp with his back. Jimmy Garoppolo took over, got the team ready, and then Stafford, obviously MVP of the entire season. He had an amazing season. He looks great. He always looks great. They're going for it. Puka Nacua had what the number one uh, receiving touchdowns. It was Devontae Adams and Puka. One was one was receiving touchdowns, one was receiving yards in general. Now Miles Garrett, defensive player of the year, 23 sacks, like insaneness.
Hmm.
I mean, and then if Aaron Donald comes back, that's a whole other thing. Uh, but I mean, and I'm an Eagles fan talking right now, by the way. Like, yeah. So, but who's gonna beat this roster if they stay healthy?
Yeah, and Seattle's lost some pieces.
Hmm.
Is Sam Darnold going to replicate what he did last year?
Yeah.
As they always say, the sequel is never as good as the original. So,
Yeah. And Sam did not have a great Super Bowl. He'll be the first one to say it, right?
right.
The defense won that Super Bowl.
Yes, they did,
Mhm.
completely. And so, yes, for sure they did. I mean, they made that pick right at the end to make a 29-13 final. So, yeah, it kind of plays into that. So nobody wanted to bring up the Cleveland that he played for Cleveland or the New York Jets. So,
That's funny.
pretty
Yeah.
nuts.
I mean,
Mhm.
the Rams are on fire. They're really working on communication. Like their communication looks great. I mean, they're going for it. Everyone was excited to be back. They're hyped. They look great on the field. Every single player's giving it their all from what it looks like. I see a difference even from last season, the
Hmm.
training camp that I was at, and then this training camp. Like they're all in, like all
Wow.
in.
I mean,
So
it's
I
good.
thought they were last year, to be honest, and now I
Right.
see. And Puka looks great. Like he's talking great. I think the changes he made this summer and this off season have really helped him mature.
Hmm.
He knows what's at stake. He looks great. He sounds great. He really looks like he's in for a winning season.
So I gotta say, not to play the fans too much. Do you think the fans are all in? Anytime I watch an LA Rams game, it's not as well. The Chargers are the worst, but it just
Right.
feels like it's more of, you know what I'm saying? It's like 60-40 the other way or 70-30
Yeah.
sometimes.
I mean, yeah, I don't know, the fans get better. The Charger fans, they're doing better, but but the times I've been at SoFi, the Rams can get rowdy. I mean, the tailgating is fun. There's a lot of fans. Also, too, I think the issue is it's expensive to live in LA, and a lot of people know that, and they sell the tickets because they know how much money they're gonna get.
Right.
So, I mean, and that sucks for the fans, but like if they miss, two or three of the games a season, it's not going to break them. If they can make a buck, like it's so unbelievably, so unbelievably expensive to live in Los Angeles. Like I understand why people are selling their tickets. Like it's like what we're gonna do for the Olympics. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I'm personally Airbnb my place out. I know that much. You know what I mean for the month because. So it's similar with the tickets. So
Okay.
it's sad, but yeah, I mean, no, the Rams fans show up. I mean, and I'm at all the events, like the community events. I try to go to as many as I possibly can. I love them, and Rams fans really show up and show out. Like they love their Rams.
Yeah, because they've been in LA for a while now since the move from St. Louis. So it's been about, I referenced the Carson Wentz injury in
Yes,
2017.
that
So I
was.
think it's been around the 10-year mark
Yep.
as far as that goes. And
Well, that wasn't played at SoFi. That game was at
yeah,
uh
right.
yeah, the
Uh,
USC
yeah, was that the old?
stadium. Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm in Rome. Not that I've ever been, but it feels like it's the big
Funny.
Olympics day.
It's
Yeah.
huge. It is
I always
huge.
think about that Monday
In a
night game the
small
Chiefs
country.
had with the Rams there when it was 51-48, and I had my boss over. He goes, "This isn't even football." So
It's funny because that season that Carson got hurt, the Eagles played the Chargers as well, and they played the Chargers at the Dignity Health Sports Park, and that's a soccer stadium, so it was
yes,
way smaller. And then when you go in, then they played the Rams in the Coliseum, and it was like unbelievably huge. So, and I'll never forget that moment that when Carson walked off the field, we were all scared. Like,
Mhm.
that was, I mean, obviously things worked out in our favor. Thank God for Nick Foles. But we were
Yes,
really, really freaked out that that happened. And we almost lost that game. Like, I remember holding my breath looking at the scoreboard.
right. Yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, people, yeah, well, I mean, that run too. I mean, Nick Foles, he had that Christmas night game versus the Raiders, and the kind of like, then they win that game versus the Falcons, and
Hmm.
Detroit, Minnesota. They played another game in there. But what were your feelings and emotions as a diehard Eagles fan when they won Super Bowl 52?
Well, I was there.
I
Yes.
was in Mexico watching it. What a big.
So it was amazing. I cried. It's funny because, yeah, I mean, I'm so proud of the fact that I love the fact that I can say that I was one of 75,000 people that saw the Eagles win their first Super Bowl.
Mhm.
And that's one of the first times that I have ever said it without crying. So that's how it meant to me. Yeah, I was right on the 50-yard line, but I was all the way up. I was in the second to the last row on the 50-yard line
In the upper deck?
in the upper deck. I think I went to the game probably 3 to 4 hours before it started because I was so excited to be there. It was freezing cold. It was in Minneapolis. It had snowed. It was like -2. Nobody cared. We were out. We were partying. I was not in media at the time. That's actually what prompted me partially to get into sports media when going to that Super Bowl and then to the Atlanta Super Bowl the next year. I was like, I'm gonna do this every single year of my life. Like, I love it so much. Super Bowl is my favorite week of the year, every single year. But no, being at the stadium, watching it unfold in front of our eyes, seeing the Philly special. Brandon Graham with that great sack, the strip sack there. But no, the couple last seconds, I remember, Tom Brady throwing that ball to Gronk into the end zone. You see it go into the end zone, and then you see it drop, and it was literally slow motion in my head. And I remember seeing it drop, and I turned to my one of my best friends who I brought with me,
Mm.
and I go, "Did we just win?" Like it was like you're like I had to like double check that I was my thinking was correct, that we just won the Super Bowl, and or the Eagles won this, their first Super Bowl. And she looked at me and she says yes. And then just it was just green and white confetti like bursting and people screaming and people crying,
Mhm.
and like I saw grown men 50 years old crying their eyes out. So it was an amazing experience. We sat there for a while, just kind of taking it all in. And then this is funny, I went down to get some souvenir stuff, and there was one hat left and it was on the table. And I remember another woman trying to get it, and I dove to get the hat, and I think I slid. Like I went back to my softball days. I slid on the table, grabbed the hat, and I was like, I got it. So I still have it. And
Awesome.
I got it not
Mm.
engraved, but what is
Okay.
the in the back it says I was there.
Yep.
So they had the stitching
Yeah.
that
The
says I was there.
embroidery. The
Embroidery,
embroidery.
thank you.
Yeah.
But I got it, they had embroidery there, and I got it embroidered saying I was there. So, and I say that hat was I traveled with that hat for like 2 years. Yeah. Yep.
That's that's awesome because I mean they had their opportunities through those Andy Reid years, Super Bowl 39.
Yep.
Um, there were plays in that game. Terrell Owens had a great game. Donovan McNabb, maybe not so much, but that's maybe another topic for another day.
Right.
But
Like,
it again, again, a few days later, it's the parade. They're associated to me. The Kelsey speech.
yeah.
Like I'm in the sales industry. I don't play it every day, but I'll play it maybe once but for a while there I was playing every day, and you know
He's
it's
just Jason's
it's
just
it's
amazing.
so it's
He's
so
a great
inspiring. Have you ever had a chance to meet Jason Kelsey at all, or okay?
Yeah, I've met him a couple times. He's great, and yeah, actually, him and his family have a place down in Sea Isle, New Jersey, and my family goes down to Sea Isle as well. So I've met him down at they
Yeah.
do a huge charity event every year. So I've met him at that charity event, and I think I've covered a few Eagles games too, and I've press conferences with him.
Right.
I don't know if we were in a room, he'd be like, "Oh, Deb Whitcas," you know what I mean? Like we're not we're not there, but I've definitely talked with him, and he's a great guy.
What did you think about his speech though? Because I think it
He's
actually
great.
it represents more than just the sport. It represents what Philadelphia is. I've never lived in Philly, but it just kind of lunch pill. Let's go.
Yep, he's Philly's kind of a blue collar working passionate town, and like they love their birds. And when they don't love them, they'll tell you that too. So, and everyone has an opinion, and they should. I love bird fans, like love Eagles fans.
Well, it's
So,
interesting because they wanted Nick Sirianni's head. They lose that playoff game in Tampa, and that's when Kelsey
yeah.
retired. And then
Hmm.
they go on to win the Super Bowl the next year.
Hmm.
Hammering basically everybody on their way there, and nobody kind of people. I think people expected it, but not really. But here are the Eagles. Everybody talks about the Chiefs having three, but the Eagles have two within 10 years. So
Hmm.
I think that's a pretty even race.
I mean, and you, the Eagles fans also threw eggs at at the OC's house when they lost what last week.
Yes, yeah. And is it true they threw batteries at JD Drew once at Veterans Stadium?
I mean, what the Santa Claus?
Well, I heard they
Or
threw
that was snowballs. Yeah, snowballs.
snowballs or batteries
Yeah,
or
something about that. There was something about batteries too. But yeah, no, they Philly fans are legit. Don't mess with them.
right. So covering the Super Bowl, so 52, 50, 53. So you're at those as a spectator. And,
Correct.
and then
And then
50, 54,
54.
you say, okay, I'm gonna watch the Chiefs end their 50-year drought in Miami. So how did kind of that process take place?
So in Miami, I had already, like I said, I had already been to two previous Super Bowls, so I was kind of in the know a little bit with some of my contacts, and I wasn't officially media for that one. It was the next year. It was Tampa,
Mhm.
Buccaneers, and so that Super Bowl in Miami, I did a red carpet for the one of the player gifting suites,
Mhm.
the step and repeat. So I got to interview Peanut Tillman, Eddie George,
Oh,
a couple of the other players. Yeah, it was luxury experience and co. Melissa McAvoy. She runs an amazing event every Super Bowl, and tons of the players come. The players' wives come. We have a blast. So I
wow.
knew Melissa, and she allowed me to do interviews on the red carpet. So that's how it all started.
Nice. And so what's
hmm
been the kind of your favorite Super Bowl to cover since then?
I mean, the New Orleans Eagles. There was just something. First of all, I love New Orleans. Like it's my one of my favorite cities. Love it, love it, love it. And it was just a magical time. Like I was in the one in Arizona too, and I don't know. I knew they were. I hate to say it. I knew they were going to lose that game,
Hmm.
but I just had a bad feeling, and I couldn't shake it. And I tried, and so many things had gone wrong. I don't know. Something was just. I mean, they almost won it, but they didn't. But it just what something was off. And then with New Orleans, everything was right. We were in there. The Eagles. I was in all of the Eagles. Press conferences, they were just ready and they were locked in. And and even Dallas Goddard, actually, I'd asked him a question and he kind of gave me a little bit of like a weird answer, and I was like, okay. And you could just tell they wanted to get on the field. You know what I mean? Like they were done with the press stuff and
Right,
like they were just ready to like play ball.
right.
And I felt like the Chiefs were kind of just like, okay, we got this. Like they weren't as passionate. They weren't as like they were like, "Oh, we've been here before" type thing, I felt like. And then we did hear reports about some of the players going out and being out and about, during the week. I don't know if that's true or not because I didn't see it myself. But and yeah, and like and Eagles obviously, killed them. So
Well, I mean, I had hope until the pick six right at the.
yeah, Triple Gene.
Yeah, I was like,
Like
well,
we were
that ain't gonna do
there just in the third quarter being like, is that really the score? Does that really still say zero? Like, what is going on? This is wild. This is the Super
it.
Bowl. And then when we brought in our second team and our third team players were like, that's our backup quarterback playing in the Super Bowl. And our quarterback's not hurt. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like obviously that happened with, with Wentz and with Foles, but it's like Jalen Hurts was not hurt, and there was Kenny Pickett in the Super Bowl playing.
Then got traded to Cleveland
Right.
probably
Yes.
thereafter. I try to keep the language fairly clean, but on the show here, but with with the Eagles quarterback that day in Jalen, he looked pretty pissed off.
That he was being pulled.
No, like he wait, he said he kept that screenshot from the Super Bowl
Oh
in
yes, from
Arizona,
Arizona.
and he goes, yeah,
He
he knows
gave him
what it does to the soul. Like he felt pretty pissed off, like
yeah, gave him like a reason, like a
reason,
revenge. Yes, I remember him saying that.
right? And it's that whole thing, right? Like he got pulled in the national championship game, right?
Yeah.
And all of that too. And then he had to go to Oklahoma, and then he gets drafted late first. And the Eagle fan, what are you guys doing this, right? And
Mhm.
so. as I say, the rest is history. But in sports, it's all about what have you done for me lately too. So yeah, it's good. Mentors, role models. I always love asking this question.
Sure. So I've had the opportunity to work with Laura Oakman
Hmm.
this summer. She's amazing. She
See?
runs Galvanize, and so she trains women sports reporters, and she's fantastic. She was in,
Wow.
I met her. I always see her at Super Bowl, but she's so busy, and I always am like, "Hi," like I don't know if you know who I am. And then finally, I was able this last Super Bowl to actually be introduced to her, and I almost couldn't talk. Like I was like, "Hi, I'm honored." Like she's definitely one of my favorite sideline reporters. She's who I aspire to be.
Hmm.
It was great to be able to work with her for 2 or 3 days. We worked with the Steelers this summer, and yeah. So I know she just moved actually, so I know she's I'm waiting to connect with her before the season starts again. But and then also who else? I love Melissa Stark. She's also someone who I think gets great content from the players. She knows what questions to ask. The players respect her. They have great answers. She's fun to watch. So she's another one that I think I would like to emulate.
Hmm.
Because I think she gets it. So yeah, those are the two of my. I also think Carissa Thompson's very good. I enjoy her on Thursday Night Football. I think she does a great
Yeah, she
job.
does. Yeah.
So not in she makes it look easy, and I know it's not.
Well, and that's the trick, right? It's everybody says, "Oh, you no." Again, I've had some training, but I'd like to think I'm better than I was 5 years ago. It's,
We all are.
yeah, it just,
Absolutely.
practice makes perfect or whatever else. The blonde, I promoted it with you coming on. You got your own female podcast called The Blonde Blitz.
Yes, I
That
do.
looks fantastic.
You have to watch. So yes, we're going on our fourth season. Super excited. So basically, we're the only female-led variety sports podcast. We cover all 32 teams.
Nice.
Got several different segments. We start off the show with headlines, talk about like AFC, NFC champion, or the players of the weeks. I always bring an NFL player, former, current, someone from Girls Flag. Always keep it football. They and or someone from the media, content creators. We discuss the week prior's games. Then we go into an interview. So like I said, I try to bring on current or former NFL, talk to them about their careers, their current passions. Then we have a design segment. I've got Shay Holland. She's an HGTV designer who also was brought up in football, so she loves it. So she kind of mixes football and design. I also have Mel the clothing. She's a clothing designer, so she gives people a game day fit. She's done a lot of work with Boston, with the Patriots. Um, I've got a chef. I've got Von Miller's chef. So Chef Virginia, she's amazing. She's used to work with Von Miller, so she would always give him healthy meals to like get through the season. So she talks about like how to have fun with the foods, with like tailgating foods. Um, Got Alex White. She's amazing. She's third generation sports betting. So she gives her best bet of the week. And then fantasy, we do a whole segment on fantasy that's with Ballers Meg. And she gives her picks for fantasy. And then Ben Troop comes on the show. He's a former tight end for the Bucks and the Titans. And he does game picks with me. And then we also have Carrie. So she's an intuitive. So she reads the cards and she does one game and she tells like her prediction for the game, and she actually predicted the NFC Championship score, like who was going to win and the score, and she was right. I was yelling at her because I was like, I'm like, no, the Seahawks cannot win. I was like, the Rams have to win, you're wrong. She was right. Yeah, and then we also do a segment once a month on it's a sports injury. Brian from the Injured List podcast comes on. He gives all the kind of the injury updates, and then we also have comedy. I've got sports comedians Todd, Marcel Durham, um, Frank Nicotero comes on, Haley comes on, Jacqueline comes on, and they give, they're kind of a funny take on the weeks prior or anything that they want to talk about in football. So yeah, we've got several different segments. We got a little bit for everybody. Like I say, it's a blitz of everything football coming at you. So it's
Well,
fun.
and that's awesome because that's what the NFL has become. It's become this 365 thing. Like growing up, could watch my one game and then maybe get the Monday night game on the bunny ears.
Right?
But now with cable TV and the NFL Network and NFL Live and these fantasy shows, it's just again the accessibility, right? Because people want to know this stuff. It's not like this is useful, valuable information, in my humble opinion.
Yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah,
fun,
no, it's
right?
fun. It's all there and we have a good time with it. And
Yeah,
yeah, it's every week, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on that sports podcast network on YouTube. And we also run on Onstage Plus as well.
right on. Where does Deb figure to be in 5 years? I love asking this question too. But
It's a great question. I would love, I mean, ESPN.
Mhm.
Yeah, ESPN NFL Network, who is now ESPN as well, or Fox Sports. I either want to be a team reporter, which that is kind of going away, which sucks. There's a lot of the teams don't have reporters anymore, like the Rams don't. I mean, they have Stu, who's their main writer, but there's
Right,
no on-camera reporter.
right.
Or a main hosting gig, reporting gig, sideline or host. For ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS Sports, some major sporting, or, with the Blonde Blitz getting bigger, I would love to just do the Blonde Blitz. That would be amazing.
That's so good. Maybe see you on. I know Mike Greenberg is there on NFL Countdown, but I know they've had a female host there before. But that would be a good share for you. Just throwing
Sure.
it out there,
Let's go.
but
Right
when you
in.
yeah.
Request me, please.
I met Chris Berman once when that's 18 years ago now. So anyhow, that's
But
that's basically all I know. But it's interesting when you talk about NFL Network and ESPN being knitted together. Seeing Lewis Riddick on the same set now on the weekend in Canton, it was like, okay, I guess this is a real deal here. So,
Mhm.
what our time's almost up. I'd like to keep it around an hour and respect everyone's time. But was there a particular Hall of Fame speech that stood out to you with between
I didn't, I was busy working on something else, so I didn't watch it, but you have
no
to
problem.
see it again. I do have to watch it. So
Okay. I watched two of them and then I saw highlights of Adam Vinatieri and I'm like, okay,
yeah.
well, that was fun.
Somebody actually sent me Drew Brees's, so they were there, and they're like, "You have to watch this." It was really exciting.
Yeah, it was yeah, the passion, right? And like he came to New Orleans and most people know the story, right? Like nobody wanted him almost go to Miami and then he goes there and it's the game back from Katrina. But he gave credit to Steve Gleason for the punt, right? Block punt. And that's what it's noted for. But
Yep,
like he came to New Orleans in a time of need. And anybody that says that sports is just a game, like,
so true.
it's inspiring. Like it's
Really
things of passion and it transcends it.
hmm
So
I
we're
love
on
that.
the same
I
page.
love that Luke Kuechly got his flowers from too.
Hmm.
Like he's such an amazing player.
And so bloody young to go
Yeah.
to go in, right? At 35. Like
hmm
I think he's tied with Damian Tomlinson, I think he was 38 when he went in,
hmm
but yeah, one of the younger guys to go in, but some would say maybe what took so long too, but everybody knows it was Roger Craig.
Right.
Right. So, but it's interesting the stories that these guys have, and the more and more podcasts are out there like yourselves with
hmm
the Blonde Blitz, people get to know that because I think people actually do want to know the story.
I agree. No, stories everything, and I think that there's so many stories about football, and that's why I love it so
Mhm.
much.
Yeah.
So I think there's more stories about football than any sport.
Well, definitely, yeah. You can get 5 paragraphs out of 3 words sometimes. Anytime again, I'm up here in Canada, I'll put a post out like because I'm a Bomber season ticket holder. I'll just put a post, and by the time I get home, it's an hour. It's like comments, people discuss, people need to vent or
It's
whatever.
funny, I talked to somebody today from Canada and he was like, "Oh, we're not really big football fans up here." And I was like, "What?" Like, what are you talking about? Okay.
Well, and that's the elephant in the room. It's like,
They're like, "We have the CFL." They're like, "It's nothing." But I was like, "Yeah, but you can still follow." Anyway, I
yeah,
just thought it was
you can, and I've always, and attendance is what it is. It's not as big, and it's like, well, the population's growing, so what's happening? But you have to make it an event, and we all, and that's what the NFL does so well. Go
Mhm.
to a
Oh,
game in Kansas City, you get there. We got there at
yeah.
10:30 in the morning for a
Experience.
3:25 game. People are giving us their food.
Yep.
There for 3 hours
It's
playing
it's
cornhole.
family.
Right, it's
Football,
family.
football is family.
It is. Because
Hmm.
today I'm at the Seth Jarvis signing. I see a good buddy of mine, Neil, if you're watching. And he says to me, "Oh, I'll see you on Friday at the game." Yeah, sure, no problem, right? And it's the same people, and it's in. I had a lady in my section too the other day. She was talking to me about some family news. Congratulating us on some family news. My daughter getting baptized. I was like,
Oh, congrats.
"Well, thanks. I really appreciate that." And it's like, wow. And it was a game I had my parents at, and I said to my mom, whatever happens here happens. That just kind of made my night. So again, community relationships. So
Yep.
that's
Football is family, and
yeah,
everybody has the same love, and
right.
everyone wants to hear everyone's opinions, and it's water cooler talk too. And yeah, it's just such a great time, and I love football season every single year.
Yeah, and I don't know. The older I get, the faster time goes, and it's like as I say, we're right here. We have exhibition games in 3 days. So
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, we have started. Everyone's like, "Oh, are you ready?" I'm like, "Uh-huh, like let's go." I'm like, "Yeah, I've kind of been back into it for the last month now, so just with the OTAs and then the practices,
right, yeah, the
training
optional
camp,
team
like,
activities.
yeah.
But I gotta ask you, I saw that schedule come out, and I'm like, are we kidding? Are we serious that the Rams and Seahawks, the first time they meet is on Christmas night? Are we kidding? So I'm just wondering again, the suspense. Is it going to be worth the wait? Can you wait? And what do you think is going to happen?
I mean, I don't know. I think the Seahawks are going to take a step back this season,
Mhm.
you know. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba is amazing. I don't know. I just have this feeling. I guess because I don't didn't think they should have been there in the first place
Right.
at the Super Bowl, so I still struggle. Where I do think this is the Rams season, unless there's injuries, and then there's going to be an issue. But
So who do you think the Rams are going to play in the Super Bowl then at on Valentine's Day?
oh, I know, right?
Throw that
I
in
don't know.
there.
I always go for the Bills. It could be the Bills this year. I have to see. I have to see training camp doesn't give any. I have to see the first couple weeks of the season.
Right.
I can't even really tell by preseason because it's a majority of, the most of the starters don't really play. They're going for roster spots in the preseason. I mean I'm gonna go Bills.
Bills, Rams. Okay.
Go Bills, Rams. Rams win. I think it's gonna be San Fran and Rams for NFC championship. Calling that now. Again, I'm an Eagles fan, mind you.
Well, that's similar to this is similar to the Super Bowl 56 run
Right.
when they beat them, right? So yeah, I don't really want to remember the game that just happened before that between the blowing lead by the Chiefs versus the Bengals, but that was awful. So yes, I remember watching that game. I was kind of anyhow, but yes. So we got a rematch of the NFC Championship game from 56 to now 61, and it'll be the Rams and the Bills in Super Bowl 61 with the Rams winning. Okay,
See?
Oh, you know,
Early,
that
early predictions, right?
yeah, way too early predictions. It'll be awesome. But that's what the beauty of the NFL is. It's must-watch TV, as you say. It's the greatest drama around. I think that's what you said before. Uh,
Best reality show
Best
around.
reality show. Some people say soap opera. I know when Trell Owens was doing weights in his driveway. Yes, that was a soap opera.
Oh, to you. Gotta love him.
Oh yes. Well, this has been awesome, Deb. Do you got anything for me?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
I had a blast.
Oh,
Thank you for having me.
yeah, no worries. I hope I covered everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd love to have you on again sometime during the
Yeah,
season.
let's do
We
it.
can go
Let's
from
do it during
there.
the
Yeah.
season.
Okay, appreciate that, and safe travels tomorrow, and all the best covering the season. And go
Thanks.
Rams.
Let's go.
Okay,
Let's go Birds and go Rams.
let's go Rams. Good deal. Alrighty, take care.
All right. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.
Wait,